Welcome to the section 5, data preparation for data analysis. Under that, we are going to see about the lecture 10. That's the data pre-processing technique and outlier reduction and filtering. Data pre-processing is a very important step in data analysis. Under that, we are going to see about what are the data pre-processing method available. And if suppose outliers are detected in the given input data set, how to remove that, how to filter the outlier. What is data pre-processing? Data pre-processing is a data mining technique that involves transforming the raw data into an understandable format. It is the first and crucial step before applying any data analysis or machine learning technique. Here, the raw data often contains noise, errors, missing values, inconsistencies, and redundancies. The major data pre-processing techniques which helps to clean the data, or first thing is data cleaning. In the data cleaning, we can handle the missing data, inconsistency, and noisy data. The methods used to remove all those, to clean all those above mentioned data, or first thing is missing value handling. We can remove the rows or data or columns. If suppose the values are missing in a particular rows and column, we can remove that. Second method is we can replace that missing value with the mean, median, or mode of the other data. And we can use the interpolation or predictive model. Next method is a noise removal. Noise is nothing but the unwanted data which is available in the data, in your data set. Here we have the method, binning method, regression method, smoothing techniques to remove the noise. So according to the application and according to the data analysis process, we can select the suitable methods and we can remove the noise. Third thing is duplicate removal. So when we are collecting the data from various resources, we might have the duplicate data. It will waste the time as well as it will reduce the performance, that is the speed. So to avoid those kind of things, we can remove the duplicate. We have many methods to remove the duplicate data also. And the next method is data integration. Data integration is nothing but combining the data, that is the merging data. Because we are collecting the data from different resources, either online, different types of web pages, or using any physical data collection methods using some forms, applications. How to integrate all those data? Because from different resources, the data is available. The data collected from different resources will be in different format that will not support it for the proper data analysis process. So we have to make them into the uniform format. So that is what the data integration process. This is the merging data from various sources into a single unified data sets. It can be very challenging since we are collecting the data from different sources. So we will have the differences in data formats, different structures, and different meanings. So techniques like record linkage or data fusion help us to combining data efficiently, which will ensure the consistency and accuracy. A record linkage is nothing but the process of identifying and matching the records from different data sets. So that refers to the same entity, even if they are represented differently. If they are representing the same entity, we can able to combine them. We can able to match and combine them. So it helps in combining data from various resources by finding the corresponding records based on the common identifiers or attributes. So we can select a common identifier according to all kind of data sets or any common attributes. According to that, we can able to match and we can able to link the records. And the next method is data fusion, which will combine data from multiple sources to create a more comprehensive and accurate data set. It integrates the information that may be inconsistent or incomplete from different sources, but it ensures the unified and richer data set for further analysis. See, if you have a very single data set for data analysis, we cannot expect the good accuracy for that from the single data sets. So at that time, we have to combine from different resources. Then only we can able to evaluate the performance of the model. So at that time, we can go with data fusion. Next method is data transformation. From the name itself, we can able to understand it involves the converting the data into a suitable format for analysis. For example, normalization. and which scales the data from the common range. And standardization would adjust the data to have zero mean and unique variance. And discretization is nothing but converts the continuous data into a discrete categories. So data normalization is the process of scaling data into a common range to ensure the consistency across variables. Discretization is nothing but converting the continuous data into the discrete categories for easier analysis. Data aggregation is nothing but combining the data from multiple data points into a summary form, such as average, totals, to simplify the analysis. Concept hierarchy generation is nothing but organizing your data into a hierarchy of concepts to provide a higher level view for better understanding and analysis. What is the first category, second category, third category? So based on the level, we can able to understand. And then data reduction, it reduces the data size while maintaining the key information. It can be done using the feature selection that is most relevant features and feature extraction. So which transforms the data into the lower dimensional space while preserving important details. So here we have dimensionality reduction, for example, TCA method, which will reduce the number of variables in a data set while retaining its essential information. And numericity reduction is nothing but reduce the number of data points by methods like sampling to simplify the data set without losing critical patterns. And data compression, which reducing the size of the data by encoding it in a more compact form, which makes easier to store and process. That is the data compression method. And the next thing is outlier detection. So whatever we have seen in the previous slides or data pre-processing method, cleaning, removing, and then data transmission, integration, we can go. And the next thing is outlier detection and filtering. What is an outlier? Outlier, it's a data point that is significantly different from other observations. So when you are doing some observation, if some data are out of your observation, then we can take it as an outlier. See, if some data are not participate in our observation for our own data analysis, then we can able to remove that. So because of that, we can able to speed up the process. We can able to improve the time complexity and space complexity. So it can arise due to the measurement error or any data entry error or natural variations. Why we have to detect the outlier? It can skew statistical analysis. It lead to misleading results in the modeling. Why outlier detection is important? First thing is improves the accuracy. Removing or accurately handling the outliers enhances the performance and predictability of data models. See, that accurately handling, it means that if suppose we are handling some medical related information, just like that, we cannot detect and remove the outliers because sometimes the outlier information also important information for medical related information. Like that, for other applications also, we have to handle the outlier very carefully. Just like that, we cannot remove it. And fraud detection, outlier can be, it's a symptomatic of fraudulent activity, especially in financial or transaction data. And data quality, this is a regular outlier detection is crucial to maintain the integrity and quality of data, which in turn affects the decision-making process based on this data. And model performance, the outliers can significantly impact the performance of any statistical model, machine learning algorithm, and other analytical techniques. So by identifying and handling the outlier appropriately, we can improve the robustness and accuracy of these models. Then insight generation, outliers may represent unique or interesting phenomena in the data, which identifying and analyzing the outlier can lead to valuable insights, such as detecting emerging trends, understanding the rare events, or uncovering potential opportunities or threats. Types of outliers, which can be classified into many categories. Univariate outliers. Here, the outliers can occur in a single variable or single feature. Multivariate outliers, when considering multiple variables simultaneously. A data point may not be an outlier in any single dimension, but can be the outlier when considering some other dimensions. Global outlier, also known as point anomalies. These data points significantly differ from the rest of the data sets. Contextual outliers, these are the data points that are considered outlier in a specific context. For example, a high temperature may be normal in summer, but an outlier in winter. Collective outlier, this is the collection of data points that deviate significantly from the rest of the data. Even if the individual points within the collection are not outlier, that's the collective outliers. The techniques for outlier detection are statistical method, Z-score method, IQR method we can able to use, and visualization technique we can able to use to detect the outlier, box plot, scatter plot, histogram. I'll explain about this visualization technique in the final section. That's the next section. Then machine learning based method, isolation forest, DB scan method, one class SVM, multi-class SVM. Many machine learning methods are there to detect the outliers. Outlier filtering is nothing but removing the outlier data points from the data set, cap or floor the extreme value, transform the data. Where we are going to apply this outlier detection. What are the applications of outlier detection? First thing is finance. There we can able to use the outlier detection in fraud detection. Outlier detection is extensively used in the financial sector to identify the fraud activities. For instance, for example, credit card companies use outlier detection algorithm to flag the unusual spending patterns that maybe indicate the stolen card usage. For example, a credit card transaction for a large amount in a foreign country when the card holder usually makes small. So local purchases would be flagged as an outlier, triggering the fraud alert. Second thing is market analytics. So outlier detection helps in identifying unusual trading activities in stock markets. For example, a sudden spike in the trading volume of a stock without any apparent reason would be an outlier. So which prompting further investigation by market regulators. Healthcare, patient monitoring. In healthcare, this outlier detection is used to monitor the patient's vital signs and identify if any abnormal activities are happening in the patient's health, then it will be intimated. For example, continuous monitoring of a patient's heart rate might reveal an outlier where the heart rate suddenly spikes or suddenly drops, which indicates the potential cardiac event that needs the immediate attention. And disease outbreak detection. Public health agencies use the outlier detection to identify unusual patterns in the disease report that may signify the onset of an outbreak. And manufacturing equipment monitoring. So manufacturing industries use outlier detection to monitor machinery and equipment for signs of failure or unusual behavior that could lead to breakdown. So vibration sensors, for example, vibration sensors on a machine learning might detect an outlier where vibration level exceeds the normal operating range, which indicates that the machine need attention. Then quality control. So the quality control, the outlier detection helps to ensure the product quality by identifying the defects in the production of process. And cyber security, the network intrusion detection. So here the cyber security will identify the unusual pattern of a network traffic that would indicate a security breach. Based on the, for example, a sudden increase in data transmission to an external IP address not previously contacted by the particular network. That will be considered as an outlier. And unusual access pattern. For example, user active the password access, login attempts. So for example, an employee accessing a large amount of sensitive data at odd hours, that's the midnight, could be flagged as an outlier, which indicating possible unauthorized access. Then environmental science, here climate change, data analysis. Outlier detection in environmental science helps in identifying anomalies in climate data, such as unusual temperature or precipitation level. So a temperature reading is significantly higher than the historical average for a particular location and time of a year could be detected as an outlier which indicate potential climate change effects. The same way, pollution monitoring, which detects the unusual level of pollution or in the air or water. So, which will help us to identify any environmental hazards. Retail. So, retailers also use the outlier detection to identify unusual purchasing behavior. And inventory management, here identifying the abnormal sales pattern that could indicate stock issue or changes in the demand. So these are the main applications of outlier detection. So you can select any one application as your research area and you can continue the main advanced techniques in that outlier detection. So these are the uses of data pre-processing. As I said, data warehousing, we can use it. Data mining, we can use it. In machine learning, we can able to use the pre-processing. Data science, we can able to use web mining, business intelligence, and deep learning. So all these applications, we can able to use the data pre-processing and outlier detection. Thank you. So we can select any suitable technique and we can able to apply any of these application area as a research.